She says, I lived as a mother, even if it was just a dream.
Yeah.
With everything I felt and experienced, I will always be their mother. It was my only reality for a while.
Hi, I'm Elise, but my sister calls me Sissy.
And I'm her sister, Heidi.
And we're your favorite psychic sisters, spilling the tea on intuitive hits, psychic moments, and the unbelievable stories everyday people experience. Because we have a secret for you. We're all psychic. Yep, even you.
So come on, sis. Grab your favorite mug and cozy up. The kettle's hot.
If any of you have checked out psychicsistertea.com yet, please tell me how good it is, because as the time of recording this, I have cried so many tears. I have erased, rewritten, and completely scrapped that damn website 3 times today. So I am manifesting by the time this episode is airing and you're listening to it, you can go to that website and be like, God damn, this website looks so good.
Fucking badass.
Oh, it's so amazing. Did a professional make this? Yes. Thank you so much.
Spoken like a true entrepreneur, Heidi. Very well done.
Oh, God. I have all the ideas, but I can't make the ideas turn into a physical website thing because it's not.
Or it's never like how you imagine.
Absolutely
it's like,
not.
Oh, yeah, it looks so great in my head. And then
so good.
Now it looks like my daughter did it.
Yeah.
No offense, actually. It's probably, my daughter could probably do a better job.
Yeah, honestly.
So
I wish that you could just like freeform so much.
Yeah.
And you just can't freeform anything, at least
the
not
day
with the platform
we can
have.
project our ideas out into computers.
Oh my God.
That's the day I'm going to like technology.
I know.
For now.
I mean, they have those computers where you can move a mouse with your thoughts. You know what I mean? Like people who are like, yeah. For like quadriplegics or people that are like wheelchair bound and they can't like move anything, but they can somehow.
Well, isn't it?
I think they move it with their eyes.
Muscle. Oh, it could be eyes. Yeah. It's something there. It's like tracking something. We're getting there.
One day we will project and I'll be like, make this. And computer will be like, ta-da.
Done.
Can't wait.
And it's not going to use any water and it's going to be very environmentally friendly. Because
it only uses your brain power. It's just somehow you put on a hat, put on a hard hat, and then it works.
Our future is going to be so cool.
I can't wait. Yay.
Okay, well, let's dive into the fun topic that we're going to talk about today, which is the idea of, I guess it's not an idea because this has happened to people, when they go into a coma or go to sleep, and all of a sudden they are in another life, a different timeline, if you will, or a completely different life.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Okay. Before we get started, because I am very excited, just another quick reminder. If you are listening on any platform, please be sure to subscribe. It lets us know that what we are talking about resonates with you. And it tells places like YouTube that, hey, this content's pretty cool. Maybe we should push it out to more people. And we would appreciate that. That's like the best compliment ever. So hit subscribe, put the little bell thingy majig on so you don't miss an episode. And now, let's get into the tea. But first, we got to do our cheers. Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Clink, clink, clink. Clink your teacups,
clink.
ladies.
All right. Let's get into the tea.
I'm actually having tea this time, Heidi, because of your comment last week about the caffeine intake. I am crying inside, but I am.
You can still have caffeine. You can get black tea, and it's just not as much caffeine as coffee.
It is not.
It is if you try hard enough. I've got berries tea because that is the apparently the tea that you're supposed to drink here. So I've got berries Earl Grey tea, which has a tiny bit of caffeine. It's delicious. I like it. Tell me about coma people.
Okay. Tell me about them. In general, what are they like? Pretty interesting, actually.
Turns out they have whole lifetimes.
Oh, I want to go to a coma so bad.
I want to have an NDE, so I have to die. I want to get into a coma.
All these things.
All fun.
Okay, Heidi, so what if you fell asleep tonight and you woke up 15 years from now or in a completely different timeline? new spouse, new kids. And then you opened your eyes
let's
and
turn it
like
on.
8 a.m.
Okay, take that out.
No, that's kind of funny.
Whoops. No, like a whole new life. Has nobody ever dreamed of like a whole new life? Just to see, you know? Just to see. You haven't. Okay.
Maybe.
Just me. It's
No.
fine. I don't want to like a whole new life and like not have my kids because that would be weird. But
yeah.
maybe just like wake up in a different body. Maybe like Taylor Swift. That'd be fucking baller.
I have actually dreamt that in some weird world where if my entire family died and I had no one, I was just going to go off to Italy and live as like a spinster there for the rest of my days.
There you go. See, we all have these ideas.
Okay, but
what happens when it happens?
This is a little different. What happens? So there's been actually a lot of people, and I feel like it's a growing in number, but that's probably just because more people are talking about it. But a lot of people who have either had medically induced comas or like a really deep altered sleep, and they have come back reporting entire lifetimes lived on the other side of consciousness, a different timeline or time slip, whatever you want to call it. These aren't flashes. These aren't hallucinations to them. They are very real, full lives. So today we're going to go deep into what these experiences are, maybe why they happen, what science says about them, and what the spiritual community says about them, because
AKA
we like
us.
to look at both, obviously.
Let me tell you the tea of what I think about these things.
Yeah, we obviously haven't had any of these experiences, but we found some very interesting ones that we are going to share with you today. You may have heard them, you may have not, but we're going to share our tea on it.
Okay, so this is one that I saw on Instagram, and I think I sent it to you, Sissy. This one is intense, trigger warning for self-harm, but she lives, so here we go.
It's good. It's good.
Spoiler alert. Okay, so this story is about a 19-year-old girl from Lyon, France, named Clélia. Clélia? How did we decide this was pronounced?
Clélia?
Yeah. Sure. So she was in a coma for 3 weeks. It was a medically induced coma after she took a bunch of pills and tried to,
she OD'd.
Unalive herself. Right. But in this time frame, in her 3-week coma, she lived a life where she had 3 children. They were triplets. And she remembers giving birth to them. And she remembers their names. Their names were Mila, Miles, and Maylee. And Maylee died shortly after birth. And she even said, after she woke up and was talking about this, I could feel all the things I dreamed I was giving birth, because she just keeps calling this a dream because it's the only thing that she
People
can use to
accepting.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But she even said, she's like, it didn't feel like a dream. It was real. And it was 7 years. She raised these kids for 7 years.
It's a long fucking time.
A super long time. And she even says that she remembers feeling overwhelmed with sadness and guilt when the baby died. And then she also remembers going on walks and having meals and bedtime stories and raising these children. And so when she woke up from this coma, she saw her parents and she's like, where are my kids? And they're like, what are you talking about? And she said their names. She said, where are my kids? Yeah. And she's like, no, your grandparents. Where are my children? And so she went through this massive grief. And this happened a year ago. And so in like the most recent things that I have with her, she says it's still hard for her to talk about. She still has the grief. She says, I lived as a mother, even if it was just a dream. With everything I felt and experienced, I will always be their mother. It was my only reality for a while.
Wow. I cannot imagine. Waking up and they're gone. Like Frankie's not even 7 yet. And I've been with him for only 5 years. And I feel like if I woke up from something in 2 years from now, or even like right now, my God.
Your son is 7. He's going to be 8 this year.
Oh my God.
Because my daughter is 7.
Why was I thinking he was 5?
Because forever he will be 5 in your little
Yeah.
mind. in your
Holy shit,
mind.
I'm so embarrassed.
No, I think what happened was you had a reality slip and
Oh my
You lost
God,
2
he is
years.
forever going to be 5 in my head.
he is forever 5.
I am so
and that's
embarrassed, but
okay.
please tell me, moms, that I am not the only one.
No, I do that.
Shit.
Like, even I will say when Margot was 5, she was 5 for 2 years because
Yeah.
when she was 6, I
Okay.
kept forgetting she was 5 or she was 6, and I kept calling her 5 still.
Oh my
So
God. This
it's-
happened to me last week with Nora too. That somebody asked me how old Nora was because it was their soccer team. They're like, "Is she in 4th grade?" Like, no, she's in 1st, and like, she's in 3rd.
She's a massive 1st grader. Shit.
I'm stuck 2 years ago for some reason.
You know,
Jesus Christ.
with all of the timeline shifts and hopping and deleting of timelines in 2012 and all that hype, which we'll get
Oh
into
my
in
God.
another episode. But it's okay. Just let that go. But again, that goes to show, like,
Yeah.
you have this lived experience, and even in this moment, something that feels so real, and then to wake up and you would start to feel like you're crazy, which I'm sure she did for a long
absolutely.
time and maybe still does.
Yeah.
When everybody's like, girl, no, it was just 3 weeks. And you're like, nope,
Yeah.
I lived an entire 7 years as a mom with these kids. I don't know. That's just wild.
Did it say in the story, like, she was still Clelia? Like, was she still the same person, or was she in an
It didn't
entirely
say.
different location?
But I would assume, like, it seemed like she was the same person and she lived her life. So in my eyes, what this was okay, obviously she tried to end her life at 19 years old. And I think she went to the other side and was shown this life of, like, this is what you would be giving up if you ended right now. Do you still want to be done, or do you want to go back?
So they gave her a glimpse of the future.
That's
like
what
7
I
years of her
think.
future.
And that's
my
what I think,
God.
because we've talked about NDEs on our old podcast and interviewed somebody who had one, and they do almost sometimes give you the choice to go back or stay.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're
Yeah.
like, no, you have to go back. But in a situation like this, I wonder if it was like, what if this is your future? And then now I'm super curious to see if she ends up having triplets in this lifetime and they're the same names.
Can you imagine reliving 7 years, especially like the worst of the worst when you're like triplets are 1 year old and you're trying to sleep, doing that all over again?
Well, and also, like, if she had one that passed away,
And
reliving
the death
that.
of her child. Oh,
and
my
also,
God.
on top of that, then there's this other layer of what happens if they're not the same in this lifetime as they were in that lifetime, and you're comparing them to, like, oh my God,
I can't.
in the parallel lifetime, you were so much nicer to me. What happened? So maybe she doesn't have the same, but they're like the souls. Maybe it's the souls that, like, maybe she has 2 individual children and they come back as a souls, or 3 individual children and their
3
souls
children.
come back. And she recognizes, like, little glimpses of, like, oh my God, this is very similar to this. I think that's what it's going to be. So it's not going to be like a total, complete, like, mind fuck.
Yeah. And maybe they showed her that because it's like, life is still hard. You are going to have these really difficult times, but look at the love you have because of it. Like the love for her children. Ooh.
That's one thing that she was quoted on saying. And she's like, I remember the overwhelming sense of love I had when they placed my first baby on my skin. Like, I remember all these things.
Oh, I have goosebumps.
I know. I tried not to cry. I did a good job, but
you did.
But that's it. It's just like, I think they were giving her a taste of life and living as a human and the emotions you're able to feel.
Ugh, that's wild.
I know.
And actually, it's kind of similar to the story that I have. This is a story from the BBC News. This was a legit story and it aired, and he got a lot of slack for this. Or flack, is that what you got? A lot of flack for this. And it was, people just didn't really accept what he had to say, but he's still like, nope, this is what happened and this is what I believe. So this is wild. This is so cool. His name is Keenan Acton, and he owned a gym and he was in great shape. And he entered in I don't know what this is, a High Rocks fitness competition in October Very intense.
Is it like Iron Man, but on steroids?
Sounds like it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's basically for machines, but okay.
Yes, exactly. So this was back in October 2024, and he ended up collapsing during the competition. He had a seizure on the floor, and he was whisked away to the hospital where the doctors told his wife he had severe rhabdomyolysis.
Oh, rhabdomyolysis. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
His muscles shut down. All of them just shut down. So 5 organs failed. And he was in the ICU in an induced coma for 4 weeks. Actually, after 3 weeks, they kind of woke him up, but he ended up having a heart attack. And so he went back into a coma for a whole nother week. And there were times during that 4th week that the doctors said, oh, he only has 24 hours left to live. And his wife was like, what?
Yeah.
They have 2 kids, by the way. They already had 2 kids.
Aww.
So she was freaking out. Well, he came back. He's fine now. But when he came back, he had a story to tell because he lived another life in his future.
Okay.
So he said the majority of the time in the coma, he did remember it being just kind of dark. But all of a sudden, he remembered being back home with his wife, Olivia, and they were just back to living their normal life. And the coma was kind of just like a distant memory, like, oh yeah, I was in a coma, but I'm not now and it's fine. And he remembered in this life, this future life he was in, he packed up and they moved to a big glass house overlooking the water. And then they went on vacation. And on vacation, his wife gave birth to twins.
Oh,
it's also
that
kind of
sucks.
weird that there's twins and triplets in these stories. This is interesting.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Then he woke up back in our world. He woke up from his coma. And one of the first things he said to his wife was, how are the babies? And when his wife was questioning him, like, what the fuck? You mean like our sons? They're fine, but you don't call them babies. They're a little older. They're like 5 and 7. He goes, no, our twins. Where are the twins? How are they? And she's like, we don't have twins. They're not twins. They were born a year and a half apart. And then he was so frustrated that he got out his phone and started looking on his social media. He's like, no, we made a post about it and everything. He was looking for the family picture. And eventually he just came to this conclusion that, okay, he must have just been dreaming it. And he spiraled. He went into a deep depression.
Yeah.
And he mourned. He mourned for those babies he no longer had. And he said, like, I instantly felt like a piece of me was missing.
Yeah.
Okay, so then a few months pass and they decide to go for their 3rd child. And they go in for the
Always
ultrasound
happens.
and 2 heartbeats.
Of course it is. I only wanted 3, but now I have 4.
Yes. And so he's getting his twins. And this, when they found out they were pregnant, this was back in November, I think. So the babies are actually due in June right now when we're recording this. I think this may come out later. But so when this episode airs, everybody go Google Keenan Acton and see if he's had his babies yet. And
gosh.
see if his wife gave birth while on vacation.
Honestly, we should probably look it up now because, I mean, if they were on vacation, it was probably early. Plus, also, twins are usually delivered early just because of the fact of twins. So Google it on your phone right
So the last time I could see that he was interviewed with the BBC was back in May. And he did say he's still waiting for that big house on the lake. He doesn't have that yet. But he did say that since then, he's completely changed his life, less stress. He sold part of his gym and he now prioritizes being with his family.
Is it Acton, Acton?
Acton. Yep.
Okay.
My thoughts on this are that he did slip into the future, but maybe it was a parallel future, but the kids are still going to be there. Like the souls are still with him.
Yeah.
Whether or not he's in that big, beautiful house yet may or may not be true. Maybe his wife doesn't give birth on vacation, but all of the big milestone things are there, which I think is so cool.
I went onto his Instagram.
Okay, sleuth.
But the last time he posted wasn't since March 31st.
Oh, okay.
But he is filming. It says, "It happened to me, coming soon on BBC iPlayer." So
Okay.
it's like they're filming some sort of either documentary or something. So keep your eyes peeled on that one. But no word yet on twins.
Okay. But something else he talked about, though, which I thought was kind of fascinating because this kind of reminds me more of like the NDEs. He did describe, after he went into the future place, he described being in a darker place and that he went to, which was a lot scarier for him to relive. And he didn't like talking about it. But he did say that in this place, it was like in the middle of nowhere in a hut. And in this hut, he was forced to continually use an exercise machine to stay alive. And he had this Garmin watch on his wrist, and it was counting down from 8 days.
Oh, chills.
And when he eventually woke up and he told his friends and family this experience, his friend said, "Mate, your second coma was for 8 days. It was 8 days long."
Oh, goosies. All up my face.
I know. So I'm thinking, like, what if this was also his way to get him to be like, the path you're on now with this exercise, it is way too much. You are overexerting yourself. You're going to have to stop that. You got 8 days till you wake up.
That is literally like rhabdomyolysis is basically what happens when you overuse your muscles, all your muscles, and then all the toxins get like flooded into your system and then all your fucking organs die.
Gross.
So really
sad.
common with people that do Ironman or like all those, even marathons, honestly, like if you don't train properly. But that along with when people go to the gym all the time and you see them taking like pre-workout, there are so many people who have heart attacks or like their heart just stops working. Actually, they have cardiac arrest, not heart attack. Sorry. Cardiac arrest at the gym because they take all this pre-workout, which is like fuck tons of caffeine. And then they're working out. And so their heart's going like 200 plus beats per minute. And then it's just like, whoa, I can't do this anymore. Stop. And so like, if you ever see an AED on the wall at a gym, like it's probably been used before.
Oh God, Heidi.
People are crazy.
I mean,
but that's the thing. It's like people think, you know, there is a healthy balance of everything. Even if you're, I'm healthy, I'm working out, I'm going to the gym, I'm doing all these things. Like there is still a balance. You can still overdo working yourself out literally to death. Like that's a thing too. So that is an interesting way to perceive that in the coma realm, where it's just like, oh, the only way to survive is if you keep going, like keep working out. Like that was his mentality, I'm sure, before. And so then having him see it from this new perspective where he was like, oh, this was scary, I didn't like this. I bet when he was reborn, as he called it on his post, it was like reborn November 2024. Like I bet he had this whole new outlook on health and fitness. Obviously, you know, he sold his gym. So
well, and he also physically couldn't do the same things he could do before because of his muscles and everything that deteriorated. But holy shit, that is huge.
Wild.
These stories are so fascinating to me because of obviously we can't confirm them, but to have that one and then, you know, it kind of confirmed it with the twins. Like, oh, interesting. There are still skeptics out there saying, such a coincidence. Twins are common, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I don't believe it. And then there's, of course, scientists' views and the neuroscience that says, you know, heavy sedation medications like fentanyl, ketamine, what else? Like propofol?
Propofol.
Yeah, it suppresses the brain's normal time tracking functions, which, of course, allows the mind to just build an elaborate narrative that feels like years, but only it's a short time. Okay.
I want to throw tomatoes at you when you talk like that.
I'm sorry. I'm just stating the skeptic side as well. And people say there is such thing as, you know, you would know this, Heidi, ICU delirium. It's a documented medical phenomenon. And they just say, you know, the brain is disrupted from sedation and it can cause hallucinations and false memories because, of course, your brain is still creating memories, but they're hallucinations. And of course, doctors and psychologists, they just believe that our brain weaves together the unprocessed things that we're going through in our life, like desires and fears and recent events, and just our subconscious material just turns it into a false memory. I know, stick with me. I'll get to the better part. But there is an example of a documented case that I heard on Gaia. A man named Kabija, he described that he was in a coma and his alternate life, quote unquote, it included a pregnant girlfriend. But then all the doctors and the therapists that he talked to later, they traced this just back to the fact that his friends were experiencing twins and he had his own subconscious desires for his own family. So his brain kind of stitched together the pieces in that experience. So
Sure.
yes. So in short, skeptics say that the brain, if it's deprived of, all of these things that we need, but it's flooded with sedatives, it's going to essentially turn into a dream machine with no off switch. And there's no way to distinguish from what's real or what's constructed. Now, what do the spiritualists say? This is the fun part. So I love that many spiritualist traditions, they hold that the soul can leave the body during a coma. The body is, of course, kept alive, but the soul's not locked in. So where do they go? Do they go in another dimension? Do they go in a whole nother life? Do they go into the future? But yeah, from this perspective, they're the soul living in an alternate plane between the worlds or even somewhere else. The time doesn't matter in that place. So
time's not linear, guys. I think we've decided that as a collective.
I still don't grasp it, but
you don't have to grasp
sort
it,
of do.
But you can just be like, yeah, I could get with that. But even like you had another story though too, Sissy, of like a girl who died in a car accident.
Oh yeah. So I feel bad because I don't remember. I don't have research on this. I don't remember where I found it. It was an Instagram reel, but it was this woman. So I may get the story wrong, but essentially it was about this woman who was in a big car accident. And she said in that car accident, she died. She remembers dying and she remembers being put on the stretcher, going to the hospital. And in that, like she was watching everything from above. She's like, I died.
Exactly. It was very similar to the stories that we have heard of near-death experiences where they leave their body. They're like, oh yeah, no, I'm dead. And that's just my body.
Yep. And then somehow she got sucked back into her body. And so she was back in the hospital and her mom was there. She said, how did you know I was here, Mom? And her mom said, oh, well, you called me from the car accident. You called me from the site. And she goes, there's no way I called you from the site. They pulled me off in a stretcher. I was like locked, strapped down. They had a neck brace on. I couldn't move. And her mom's like, oh, honey, you're so like out of it right now. It's okay. You've just been so traumatized. No, the crash, you are fine. You walked out and you walked to the corner and asked to use somebody's phone. And you called me from there and said, meet me at this hospital. I'm going to go get checked out. Yeah. And so everyone believes that she really wasn't in a car accident and that was that bad.
Yeah, she was like, she just had scratches and stuff.
Yes. And so she then thinks that the only plausible thing that could have happened was she died in that life.
Yeah, in that timeline.
And hopped into a timeline where she's
right
just
on
fine.
over.
Yeah, scooch over a little bit. Excuse me.
Sorry about that.
I'm not done yet. I'm just going to kind of keep living it out over here.
Yep. I believe it.
All of this is so wild and so interesting to me. But to me, even if these experiences are quote unquote imagined, what if what we're doing right now is imagined? Who's to say that all of this isn't real? Like who's to question what we're experiencing?
Who decides what reality is?
How do you define what's real? How do you define real? Because if it is what you can see, sense, touch, taste, if it's all your senses, I mean, I do that when I'm dreaming. So is then my dreams real? Like sometimes I can feel things and taste things in my dream. Is that real? Oh, I'm just spiraling.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you can definitely spiral down those. It's totally spiral down it.
But I think both can be true. Science is true. Yes, our brains can hallucinate, but also the spiritual world is very real and we could
Let's
hallucinate.
prove it. Let's do a practice so that we can prove to you that there is more than just our five senses.
I get a little nervous. Yeah, but it's okay. It's
It's
fine.
okay.
I gotta work
It's
on
just us. This is our practice. This is what we do in the membership all the time. And it's easy peasy. Some days you get it, some days you don't.
it. Yes. Okay. So what I'm gonna do for today is I've got an oracle card deck here with me.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna flip through it and have one bounce out. And I'm gonna look at that card. I'm gonna feel that card. And I want you to describe it in any way you can.
Okay. I'm trying not to let my brain pick right now. It's trying to pick right now.
No, I
I'm
don't
like,
even have
stop.
it right now. Oh, maybe your brain can pick what's up.
Wouldn't that be cool? I tried to do that before with my deck and I was like, ooh, I'm thinking of a card. I hope I pick this card. And I did not. So that failed.
Okay. So before we do this, go ahead and get grounded. Just imagine roots coming out of your soles of your feet. Just ground. Take a deep breath and ask for protection. Imagine a bubble around you and try to connect to my energy. I am going to start looking at the card and sending out what I feel about this and what I see.
Okay.
So when you're ready, first thing that comes to your mind, Heidi, what do you see, smell, taste, touch, feel?
Uh-huh. Okay, if you still want to tap in and you're not ready for answers, you can pause this before
Yes.
I start spewing what I'm saying. Immediately, I felt green, which then brought me to grounded energy and earth elements. So if it is like very earthy, oh, it's not a tarot deck because I was going to say like pentacles, but that's not it. But I also like before you pulled it, I wanted to say star, and that's when I said stop trying to pick it before it comes out. But this felt different because before it was like a different color and now I feel green. I feel like there's like a woman on it or like an angel. It feels very like ethereal. Uh it's just like one really pretty picture of like a human or angel. I'm sure there's other things on it too. Is there like a child on it? It just feels like okay, now I'm going off track. Now I'm just trying to guess. This is nerve-wracking because I feel like
okay.
thousands of people are listening to me fail right now.
I know.
This
You know
makes
what?
it so much harder.
This is so funny because I feel the same way because every time I do this and I get it, I feel like I'm so off. But when we do readings for someone one-on-one, we are so much better.
I know. Well, you know what I think I decided? It's because here it's like broadcasting. And so you're like, oh my God, thousands of people are listening to this. Whereas when we're doing a reading, it's just us and that person and it's very grounded. Also, even when we're in our membership, it's like, it's just us and it just feels very cozy and it's very safe. And here it doesn't feel safe.
Well, this is a block we have to work on, Heidi.
This is a block. This is why we got to keep doing it.
Because
tell me
it
what
is
happens.
just us. It is just you and me right here.
Oh my God,
it's okay.
literally.
You, me, and whoever is sitting in this chair behind me that likes to join in these.
That's true. We do have ghosties.
All right. I will share what it is. It is a card of deep replenishment.
Okay.
And
that feels green.
In the card,
it's blue.
It's like a bluish green teal, but also I very much when I was looking at this, I felt my heart chakra, which is green.
Okay.
And I felt it expanding because you feel rested. And when you're rested, you can actually give off energy.
Yeah.
So it says, retreat, rest, and be held. There is a woman in it with long, beautiful, flowing hair. There are stars in the background.
Yay!
With a moon.
A woman and stars.
There's also, which interesting, there's beautiful teal, like turquoise water and cacti all around.
Okay.
So if you got any like desert vibes, that's pretty cool. There's cacti and there's beautiful rose flowers all over and some looks like sandy dunes or hills or something.
I wanted to say water too, but that was also before you pulled that. So I was like, oh, don't do that because that was before it came out.
It is very earthy and grounded feeling. It's so pretty. And I do think we all need this right now.
I agree. So read those words again to me.
Yeah. Retreat, rest, and be held.
Be held.
Which also is kind of like being a child again.
That's what I was.
Yeah,
when you say be held, I was literally thinking like holding a child, and so that's very, very interesting.
She's also holding flowers, and it kind of looks like some of the petals are floating up from her flowers. So it's kind of like she's just she's just releasing her worries, which is pretty cool.
I love
so
that.
cool.
Awesome. Well, If you enjoyed that and you want more of it, we do this all the time inside of our membership, which you get a whole month free if you join the challenge. So the challenge is 30 days of video exercises, really practicing your intuition and building that muscle. And then you also get 2 live practice sessions with us every single week, just like this. And you can find out more information on our website at psychicsistert/challenge, which is going to be the most beautiful website you've ever seen.
I was going to
before.
say the badass website. Hey.
And there's also links in the show notes.
All right. And until next time, keep those psychic stories brewing.
And we'll keep the kettle on for you. Bye.
Bye. I was about to go toot toot like the kettle, but that is not a kettle. I am off.
No, that's failed.